for joining us on this edition of National Focus. I'm Colette Ambo. Coming up, the Honorable Prime Minister discusses Dominica's transformation under his leadership. Dominica's Trade and Industry Minister reveals that 2 packhouses will soon become operational here, and scenes from day 3 of Creole in the Park. Stay tuned for details of these and other stories after this.
A lot of bathtubs are blamed for bruises. Some staircases are accused of being responsible for broken bones. Doors are occasionally viewed suspiciously as causing lesions. A high percentage of tables are accused of producing bleeding or trauma. Violence against women is a crime, and it's everyone's responsibility. It's inexcusable. If you're a victim or witness of physical or psychological violence or abuse, seek help and denounce the perpetrator.
Thanks for staying with us. Primary and secondary schools from across the island, as well as other youth, gathered at the Winter Park Sports Stadium in Roseau on Thursday, 30th October 2014, for the annual National Youth Rally as part of activities to commemorate the nation's 36th year of independence. The major highlight of the event was the March Past, during which the Brownies, 4-H clubs, primary and secondary schools, guides, scouts, and cadets saluted the nation's leader, the Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. The ceremony also included special creative displays from various primary and secondary schools, as well as a presentation of awards to outstanding students in various categories, namely academics, sports, and special recognition. The ceremony heard addresses by the Honorable Education and Human Resource Development Minister Peter Saint-Jean and Youth Speaker Shannon John. GIS News will bring you more from today's rally in tomorrow's newscast. Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit says the ruling DLP administration has transformed Dominica. The Dominica leader was speaking with overseas-based Dominicans on Wednesday at the State House Conference Room. This transformation, he said, was undertaken by the only government with the creativity and the vision to take tough decisions and come up with innovative ideas. Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit used as his first example the newly completed road from Canefield to the Douglas Charles Airport.
The first section of the road from Canefield to Packhouses cost us about $44 million. The section from Packhouses to the airport has cost us over $100 million. And we understand now why no government before us attempted to do anything, because their hands were tied. Instead of seeing a problem and devising a strategy on how to overcome it, they decided that was too much for them to do, so leave it for somebody else to do. And that's where we have been able to do this.
He went on to list the island's new night landing amenity as another major achievement of his government, which no other government was able to deliver.
You've heard the opposition criticize night landing. But we were 25 years behind the rest of the Caribbean in respect to night landing in Dominica. 25 years. Every other country in the Caribbean had night landing except Dominica. And you would board an aircraft in Antigua at 4:30 in the afternoon. And now because nighttime fall fast at night there, because Christmas time, there are times Leah come on the plane and tell all those for Dominica, please go down. And the rest go to St. Vincent, to St. Lucia, and to elsewhere. And since we introduced night landing in Dominica, my dear brothers and sisters, 40,000 people have landed at night in Dominica.
The nation's leader, Honorable Skerrit, responded to critiques who question the timing of these necessary projects.
You'll hear the criticism, oh, now all doing it, now all want to do it. But the point is, we've had to do a number of things that should have been done 20 and 15 and 10 years ago. We had to do it. And you know that you can't do everything at one time. As a family, your husband and wife, you might want to have 2 vehicles, but you can't afford both of them at the same time. So you have to drop your husband off at work and go to work and then pick him up and so forth because you can't afford it. The moment you get a little money, you buy the extra vehicle, so two of you at your own convenience. You may want to have 4 bedrooms, but you can only afford 3 at a time. But you do the plan with the view of building the extra room when the little money comes, the little pension money comes, or the little gratuity comes. That's how the government runs itself. It doesn't run itself in any dissimilar manner the way we manage our families.
These 2 initiatives of the Roosevelt Skerrit government add to the changing face of this island. Government is especially proud that so much has been achieved in these undeniably hard financial times.
When you look at Dominica today and you reflect on our country 15, 20 years ago, anybody with a truthful mind and an honest view of things would proclaim that this country has seen dramatic transformation over the last 15 years. And we have done so as a government with the help of the good Lord and the support of the Dominican people under trying and difficult circumstances. People will want you to think that the only place in the world where there are challenges, economic and otherwise, is Dominica. But you live in England, you live in the United States, you live in the US and British Virgin Islands, you live in the Caribbean islands, and you know of the challenges which the governments of those countries have to endure on a daily basis.
We'll bring you more from the Prime Minister's presentation in subsequent newscasts. Meanwhile, the agriculture sector is one step closer to the operation of its packhouses. Honorable Minister for Trade, Colin McIntyre, announced on a Saturday at the 2014 Market Day with the Difference at the Roseau Market that the process of operationalizing the packhouses is well on its way. He says this is an opportunity to present Dominica's agricultural produce to the world in a professional manner.
We have begun the operationalization of the packhouses, and a number of farmers are signing up with Dexia to produce dashing, planting, hot peppers under the production support program. These packhouses are expected to begin processing for export by the first quarter of 2015. I appeal to all hucksters and exporters to collaborate with Dexia and the management of the multi-purpose packhouses to improve and manage the agricultural products in the marketplace.
Over $3 million from the Caribbean Development Fund has been made available towards developing the quality of exports from Dominica. Carnival Cruise Line is scheduled to make a few calls to Dominica once more. Dominica was removed from the line's itinerary in 2010. Kathleen Cuffey John Jules, head of product development at the Discover Dominica Authority, told GIS that this return should be welcomed as a good sign.
We are expecting approximately 2 to 3 calls from them, and we want to also remind persons that it's going to be a very important occasion when they make that call, because it may just be a test run to see if we are ready to receive them again.
John Jules also informed that 8 new ships will be making calls to Dominica during the 2014-2015 cruise ship season.
We are expecting approximately 8 new ships, some of which we may only make 1 call, some of which are doing test runs. You never know, based on the experience, based on what it is that they like and their visitors' feedback, which is so important. That's why persons have to play their part well, because you never know. There are persons maybe just observing to be able to report back to the ship or the line itself to decide on what are they doing. So we have 8 of those calls during the season, and some are making multiple calls, but some are just making 1. And we're also very excited about that.
The new cruise ship season opened on Tuesday, 28 October. In more news, the benefits of Dominica's national insurance, Dominica Social Security, are available to all members, that is, employed persons from age 16 up until pensionable age, voluntary contributors, and the self-employed. GIS News has been looking into those benefits for your information, and today, Deputy Director of Dominica Social Security, Augustus Etienne, describes employment-related injury benefits.
The employment-related benefits are benefits that accrue to us when we sustain an injury, an accidental injury on the job, or we contract a disease in the course of our employment. The injury benefit itself is like sickness. For the period that we are suffering from that injury or that disease that we contracted at work, we will be unable to go to work to perform our jobs and therefore will not receive a salary for the period that we abstain from work. It is to replace the salary that we are not going to be able to receive for that period. It is payable like sickness benefit at the rate of 60% of our average weekly insurable earnings and payable for a cumulative period of 26 weeks or 6 months, just like sickness.
Medical expenses incurred during that period may be refunded by the DSS if all qualifying conditions are met.
If as a result of that accidental injury that we sustain on the job or the disease we contracted at work, we have to be hospitalized, we have to undergo therapy, we have to do a rehabilitative work, whatever, to get us back to normal, and we incur expenses in doing that, we can be reimbursed medical expenses up to the ceiling of our earnings that we pay contributions on, $6,000.
That benefit pays 60% of the member's insurable earnings for up to 6 months. If the injury or illness persists, the member can then claim disablement pension or disablement grant. The disability pension is paid for the duration of the disability or for life, while the grant is paid in a lump sum. The amount or percentage payable is based on the rate of injury benefit and the assessed degree of disability. To claim employment injury benefits, the member is not required to have made any contributions, but must be a registered member. If death results from a work-related injury benefit, Dominica Social Security pays a death benefit to the dependents of that member. Look out for more information on Social Security benefits in subsequent newscasts. Honorable Member for Parliament for the Pittance constituency, Dr. Kenneth Daru, says the Pittance Village Council has been instrumental in developing the constituency. The Honorable MP explained that various projects, including the completion of the playing field, where $350,000 has already been spent, and a number of road rehabilitation projects have been initiated.
We are all aware of the difficulty of the terrain of Pittance, and the construction of this new playing field has posed some serious challenges. But I have had the commitment from the Minister of Finance that we will bring this project to completion in the soonest possible time. We have the assessment as to the cost to bring the field to playing status, and the money will soon be made available, and the long-awaited playing field will soon be completed. We have also seen the improvement of roads leading to that very same area. And you, the residents of Pittance, you would know firsthand of the importance of this bypass, especially during the times of disaster in the main village. During the past year or so, we have also seen an extensive road rehabilitation upgrades, both leading to and within the Pittance community. And of course, the chairperson alluded to it. And I will also be the second to admit that the undue delays in this project have been of tremendous discomfort and inconvenience to all the road users. But let me assure you that the roadworks are ongoing, and we will ensure their urgent completion, and pretty soon our roads will be used comfortably once again. The Village Council have also played an integral role in the implementation of the $2.1 million project financed by the BNTF. This project, of course, had its own difficulties and the challenges, but the Pittance Village Council showed that they had the competence to deal with the issues as they surface. And now the residents of the entire community can now enjoy potable water in their homes 24/7. And of course, we are all aware that the project also opened up the possibility for village expansion and access to farmlands with the construction of the road to the new intake and storage tank.
A Pittance Farmers Group is also one of those development projects for the constituency.
We've seen the formation of a new and very enthusiastic Pittance Farmers Group who received the generous contribution of $10,000 towards their efforts. Moreover, they have been receiving regular advice and recommendations from the folks at the cooperative division into formalizing the newly formed group. And it is hoped that the group can now grow from strength to strength, and that we in Pittance we can see a resurgence of our agriculture sector by feeding our people and contributing to the nation's food security.
Honorable Daru was speaking at the 17th inaugural meeting of the Pittance Village Council. We'll bring you more from that meeting in a subsequent newscast. Lime Creole in the Park give local acts a chance to shine. the sentiments of Skerrit as he performed on day 3 of Lime's Creole in the Park 12th edition on Wednesday. Skerrit says Creole in the Park made the way for him to promote Dominica's culture through song. This is his 2nd year at Creole in the Park.
Creole in the Park is the best place if you want to upcome, do something in your talents and make people know you worldwide. And Lime giving you that big support, and right now I mean when everybody is looking down at me, Lime picked me up, and right now everybody is Skerrit and I'm doing good. I'm not afraid of the stage no more.
Other local acts featured were Triple K and Mr. Guada. Mr. Guada, who started as a dancehall artist, later saw the need to experiment with the local culture. He too is impressed with Lime's effort to promote local music.
Supporting local is very good. The priority should always be local, not bringing overseas acts, because I go overseas also. So if I have to say to bring the overseas acts. But at the end of the day, the priority should always be local acts.
No doubt the patrons faithful to the event every year are satisfied thus far.
Just heard from Mr. Guada and Skerrit. Tell us how you felt about the performance.
Oh, that was an excellent performance. I enjoyed myself. I danced. They sang a lot of songs that were familiar to us, and they rocked the crowd.
Tell me how you think Lime Creole in the Park is. What do you think they're doing for culture in Dominica?
That is an excellent idea from Lime. They're actually bringing people together. They are showcasing our various foods, our Creole food, our music. It's very entertaining.
As usual, Triple K know how to perform. The energy was high. I could tell, I can feel the energy from the crowd, and as usual, they performed well.
The Carifuna Cultural Group, Paybush Drummers, QTS finalists, and the contestants vying for Miss Dominica 2015 also made appearances. Later in the evening, hundreds were drawn to the park by the energetic sounds of Skinny Banton out of Grenada, followed by Skinny Fabulous out of St. Vincent, who brought day 3 to a close.
I was actually expecting a little bit more rigidity in the crowd. But to my great surprise, the crowd was very receptive, you know what I mean? And in terms of following instructions, beautiful. I couldn't ask for a better crowd.
From the looks of things, patrons are looking forward to day 4, which is the final day of Lime Creole in the Park 2014. And before we leave, here are a few announcements from the Ministry of Tourism and Legal Affairs. The general public is informed that the offices at the chambers of the Attorney General, Ministry of Tourism and Legal Affairs have been relocated to the 3rd floor at the Financial Center, Kennedy Avenue, Roseau. Also, the offices of the Legal Aid Clinic, located at number 11 Great Marlborough Street, Roseau, will be relocated to the Ministry of Tourism and Legal Affairs office on the 3rd floor of the government headquarters in Roseau from November 5th, 2014. And that's the English news. McPherson St. Luce is next with the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non moins, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, le gouvernement dominicain Rallye National GIS Dominica. Rallye Salah prend place en Stadium Windsor Park, qui attendait pas autant 1000 GNS de l'école et puis institutions tout en pays là. Mam comité jeunesse Shannon John délivre une adresse où il mettait attention qu'à créer à ces jeunesses pour positionner quoi ailleurs pour l'avantage opportunité développer quoi ailleurs. Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit pour saluer match passe comme la coutume. Ministre d'éducation Honorable Peter Saint-Jean délivre feature l'adresse en rallye là.
Nous connaissons qui tout l'année à l'est là, nous connaissons créé National Youth Rally. Ça c'est une grande occasion là, toute jeune monde Dominique, toute l'école et collège qui viennent ensemble, c'est plus grand jour en pays là pour jeunes monde en Dominique. Et aujourd'hui là nous avons comme plusieurs mille jeunes monde qui représentent différentes écoles et collèges et véritablement qui dit nous qui en Dominique nous pep, jeune pep qui véritablement qu'a fait quelque chose pour le développement pays là. Nous comment yo ka fait différentes contributions, ça nous a créé creative dance et aussi nous yon des jeunes gens qui trouvaient cadeau pour bon travail là yo ka fait en éducation. Et je dis là, moi, je voulais complimenter ces jeunes gens et aussi pour encourager eux pour continuer à travailler, parce que c'est ça nous voulons en Dominique aujourd'hui.
Ministre Saint-Jean tenu bon avis pour ces jeunes-là, et spécialement en temps saison indépendant.
Bon, comme on dit, les mots adressés à Ralia, mon cas qui nous n'y ont logement qui jeunes monde qui a fait autant bon travail en Dominique. Et moi, je voulais encourager jeunes gens tout en Dominique, en tous différents villages, pour travailler au aide, pour nous développer Dominique, parce que nous qui en gouvernement, nous qui en grande position, nous qui aller et nous besoin jeune génération pour prendre nous, pour continuer à développer Dominique. Autant fois il y a des gens qui ont autant mauvais bagages que jeunes gens, mais véritablement nous avons qui jeunes gens ni ont l'eau pour offrir et ils font l'eau pour développer le pays. Moi je veux encourager pour continuer à travailler pour développer Dominique.
À notre nouvelle, ministère communauté, Honorable Dr. John Colin McIntyre, qui a bien supporté décision gouvernement pour renommer base avion Melville Hall après ancien premier ministre Rosie Douglas et Pierre Charles. Ministre McIntyre fait parole là pendant un forum cabinet et puis Dominicien qui a visité, ça dépend place mercredi semaine là.
Là yo am vini à Dominique, nous changer nos airport là, nous taper ça moucher Melville te a fait moun noin pour travailler wed pour tout l'argent pour faire venir go ça et ben c'est slave là c'est monde qui travaille c'est quand des man yo pas tapé hier si monter ça I mean peut-être moi pour lire plus pour ça mais là moi l'entend premier ministre parler comme ça Melville te a fait moun noin moun hors d'Afrique qui travaille là moi dit non man l'autre nous de charger non ça avec moi bien content nous changer non ça pour mettre Douglas Charles Airport. Actuellement, je suis comme moi, je suis land à la Douglas Charles Airport.
En d'autres nouvelles, ministre de l'Éducation, Honorable Peter Saint-Jean, qui a crié pour support journée Creole vendredi, ça c'est demain. Honorable Saint-Jean fait parole ça là pendant rallye GIS Dominica.
Je connais qui moi Creole là en l'eau. Pas seulement parler créole, mais manger créole, habiller créole. Et mon gars crié sur tout Dominicain, demain c'est journée créole, pour nous réellement supporter journée là et aussi pour nous essayer de préserver culture nous parce que véritablement il n'y a pas dans l'autre pays où on a terre qui observe journée ça là et Dominique c'est un petit pays mais avec petite population nous manquons que si nous tout fait un effort pour observer journée créole nous avons une grande célébration en Dominique mon gars crié sur toutes jeunes gens tout peuple teacher l'école et les enfants de l'école pour habiller en créole et demain nous connaissons toujours un grand match qui prend place à ce journée créole et moi là aussi McPherson.
Et puis finalement compagnie cruise à Carnival qui expecté pour venir Dominique saison touriste là. Parole celle-là sorti au General Manager d'ASPA, ça c'est Dominica Air and Seaport Authority, M. Benoit Badwell.
Nous tenons des calls Carnival pour saison ça, nous avons parlé de Carnival, nous avons vu un monde 2-3 semaines passées pour regarder différentes places et puis pour critiquer avec nous, ni belle assurance comme que quand il a marché, il n'y a plus de bateau en Carnival cabine en l'autre saison.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelle en Creole pour à présent. Non, moi c'est McPherson, Saint-Luce, qui souhaite tout le monde une bonne saison. Au revoir.
Coming up, why drinking with meals is a bad practice.
DOWASCO recognizes that clean water is vital to healthy living. Therefore, it spares no effort in providing a clean, safe, and reliable system. Help keep our rivers safe and clean. Do not cut trees along the river banks and do not pollute with garbage, human or animal feces, and chemicals. Think water, think life.
Drinking while eating is such a common practice, but many don't know the damaging effects this can have on the digestive system. Since fluids leave the stomach faster than solid food, beverages tend to wash the stomach away of its digestive juices while eating. Drinking with a meal also encourages poor chewing habits, since it is frequently washed down in a swallow of water or juice. Beverages are usually incompatible with the food eaten as well. For example, the acid in fruit juices suspend the digestion of the starches, and indigestion is guaranteed. If thirsty, beverages may be consumed 20 to 30 minutes before a meal or a few hours after. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. On behalf of the GIS News production team, I'm Colette Ambo. Thanks for watching.